Nick from Nevada, I guess, USA, has the following question. You have said over and over again there is only one doer, yet when the individual consciousness is seen through as false, no doer is found anywhere. The best I can narrow it down is to conditioning. Everything is done not by one universal doer, but that of natural, spontaneous and automatic stimulus-responsive conditions to the unfolding environment from moment to moment. I wonder if you say to seekers there is only one doer as a way of pointing away from the non-existence personal chooser, or is this one doer evident in your experience? Of course, it's all words, stories. Truth is everywhere as everything, so it doesn't stand anywhere particular. Therefore, the question is as irrelevant as the answer. But something is moving to ask. Before we talk about the one doer, let's talk about the one perceiver. Just as I say, there is only one doer, I say, there is only one perceiver. Now, isn't it obvious that these words right now are being perceived by that perceiver? There is obviously someone, something, a consciousness, an awareness that is perceiving these words. They are not lost. You are there. You are there. You, Nick, the real Nick, hearing these words. So there is one presence, one awareness, one perceiver. So I could say there is no perceiver, but what I would mean if I said that, and I am not saying, but what maybe other sages meant is that there is not a personal perceiver, not an individual perceiver. I find it less confusing to acknowledge, yes, there is a perceiver, there is a consciousness here hearing these words. But that which is not seen, that which is an illusion, is not the perceiver itself, which is so obvious, but it is it being a personal, a limited perceiver, a limited consciousness. That's where the illusion is. And in order to find that, we have to look at whatever evidence is there that the perceiver is limited. The perceiver is in fact the reality of our experience. It is our real self. So the moment we understand, it becomes clear that the perceiver is real on the one hand, but on the other hand, that the perceiver, we have no certainty whatsoever that it is personal and limited. We can look then at the doer. We see that we are not in control, obviously, of our thoughts. Therefore, we are not in control of our decisions. And if our thoughts and decisions control our body, we, as a separate entity, are certainly not in control of our body. And in that sense, we, as a separate entity, are not a personal doer. But it is obvious that the one who perceives is the real us, the real self. It is equally obvious that doing is going on in the body. But if there is not such a thing as a personal doer, it means that the doer is universal. What does it mean? It is the universe as a whole, and whatever creates it, which is the real doer. But then if everything is universal, why wouldn't awareness be universal too, especially in the light that there is no evidence that it is limited and personal? And then everything falls into place. Both the doing and the awareing are universal and not personal. Both the doer and the perceiver are universal. We don't have, seemingly, a connection with the universal doer, but we have a connection with the universal perceiver because we are it. And that's the important point. We are the universal perceiver. But then why would they be? Why would there be, on the one hand, the universe perceiving, and on the other hand, something else than the universe doing? Obviously, this doesn't make any sense. Therefore, the doer and the perceiver at the universal level are one and the same. No distinction can be made. I hope this answer brings about some clarity. Thank you for your question.